Hello everybody and welcome to the United Stand. Jadon Sancho to Manchester United. The truth about where we're at, what's gone on and why he currently isn't a player for Manchester United, but many believe, myself included, he still will be. No sources, no ITKs, no feelings, no opinions. Let's go through the story of Jadon Sancho to Manchester United this summer in factual Tier 1 sources and information that we have all seen and can all see, and try and put together why this deal isn't happening and why it hasn't happened yet. So where did it all start? Well, we heard from Fabrizio Romano yesterday that a deal was very close towards the back end of January between Manchester United and Borussia Dortmund for Jadon Sancho. But the first real significant hearing we heard of this was this tweet that came out on August the 3rd in the afternoon. Manchester United negotiations with Dortmund for Sancho are now in an advanced stage. Man United always wanted to pay him using add-ons and instalments after the virus. Still no agreement, but talks on. Personal terms are not a problem. His contract would be until June 2025. This is Fabrizio Romano, the transfer guru, coming out about Manchester United, Jadon Sancho and Borussia Dortmund at the start of August. And this was when how close the deal actually was came to public light. That Manchester United were within touching distance of this business. That Jadon Sancho was going to be our significant signing. That Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was going to get his #1 priority. And most importantly, in a summer where we've had people coming out today and saying, you can't blame Manchester United for not doing deals in this market, in this COVID market. August the 3rd, Manchester United had been in very, very advanced negotiations with Borussia Dortmund for Jadon Sancho, knowing full well that COVID and the world that we live in had been going on for months. But Manchester United were deep in negotiations, wanting to do a deal with Borussia Dortmund for Jadon Sancho, knowing the fee, knowing the size it would cost, and they were still happily doing it with no whisper of we're not buying anybody because of COVID-19. So that was Fabrizio Romano on August the 3rd. We then moved to August the 10th. Contrary to claims, James Ducker in the Telegraph, again a very good journalist with very good contacts and information around Manchester United. Contrary to claims, personal terms agreed, Sancho's demands and agent fees remain another obstacle. Having just removed Alexis Sanchez's mega salary from the wage bill, there's no interest in repeating past mistakes. Sancho won't be getting a bigger salary than Rashford. And this was what came after, if you remember, Fabrizio Romano, where Manchester United were quite frustrated by that. That we had the briefs not only from James Ducker, but from Simon Stone and Simon Peach and the British press in general saying this talk of personal terms and agent fees being done, it's not true. A deal is not that close. But a more interesting slant on this as we look at what's going wrong. Manchester United close to a deal, advanced talks about a deal, start to retract away from a deal. What has gone wrong? Why are Manchester United not finalising a deal that Fabrizio Romano is saying is very close and advanced? Why a week later are we denying personal terms, denying agent fees and talking about wages? Why is Jadon Sancho? Why is that a statement that Manchester United are not willing to pay Jadon Sancho more than Marcus Rashford? When I think in most eyes, Manchester United, Jadon Sancho is a better player than Marcus Rashford. The next one is significant, and this is one I was looking for today because it wasn't actually, it was tweeted part of a timeline. And I remember this coming out, and the interesting thing is it's from Daniel Harris, who works for The Guardian, and Fabrizio Romano with Ed Aarons also works for The Guardian. Same date, August the 10th. Around the time United and many British press are saying that there is no deal, it's not close, it's not personal terms. Understandings, Sancho will put in a transfer request, writing off his percentage of the transfer fee. A deal was close, except after agreeing it, Woodward went back and tried to gazunder Dortmund, who were having no such thing. And this to me, you can read into it what you like, but I remember this at the time, and I remember thinking, whoa, how is this deal so close? And then suddenly it all falls apart. And maybe, just maybe, that is where it did fall apart. Daniel Harris, Guardian, Fabrizio Romano, Guardian, Daniel Harris saying that Manchester United had a deal in place. It was close and Ed Woodward went in and renegotiated the deal and Dortmund were having none of it. So we went from a position of being close to a deal at the start of August to the middle of August where it's like, well, something's changed. And something did change because then we went into the wilderness. We moved into an area where We felt Sancho was going to be coming to Manchester United, but without a shadow of a doubt, it went very quiet for quite a period of time. In fact, all the way through until about September the 9th. James Ducker again. There's been a breakthrough. This was only last Friday. There's been a not last Friday. It was literally last Wednesday. There's been a breakthrough in the impasse over agent fees and personal terms where Sancho and United are concerned. Jadon Sancho is keen to move to Manchester United before October the 5th, but United would still have to agree a fee with Dortmund, and that's not straightforward. So here we go. It's back again, but this time there is an acknowledgement about what Fabrizio Romano had said, that personal terms and agent fees have now been agreed, and that Jadon Sancho is keen to move to Manchester United. And I think what we can establish already from the evidence is that from August through to September, Jadon Sancho's desire to come to Manchester United and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's desire to bring him to Manchester United has never changed. It's Manchester United who've become the problem. The next one is Simon Stone. Progress has been made around Jadon Sancho. Personal terms and agent fees. Big question is whether United and Dortmund can agree a fee. Less than a month to go. So more of the same of what Mr. Ducker was saying, but again from another Tier 1 British press journalist close to Manchester United. And of course, the man himself, Fabrizio Romano, on that very same date. Jadon Sancho has an agreement on personal terms with Manchester United, but more importantly, he's had it for months. Never had problems. He'd love to join Manchester United. It's up to the club. 120 million to Dortmund or nothing. And there we go. And that is where we are with this. And to even today, for people to be saying that this deal is off, it's not going to happen, look through the evidential chain. And there is more, but look through the evidential chain. I'm not going to try and convince you that it's happening. I think it will happen. But have no doubt about this. When you start listening to COVID-19 is the reason, it's a really challenging market, they've not been able to offload players. Remember this. Manchester United knew all this. COVID hit in April, late March. Manchester United still started negotiating in July. They've known about COVID-19. As bad as Manchester United may be, they don't start negotiating with Dortmund and Jadon Sancho for a laugh, thinking they're going to get him for a fiver. They went in there with a plan. And the plan they had was one that Dortmund were interested in. Hence, Fabrizio Romano saying at the time, around the start of August, advanced talks, deal could be close. And then we get it a few days later in that tweet from Daniel Harris that Woodward's gone back in and tried to renegotiate it and Dortmund have put the barrier up. Whatever way you look at it, Jadon Sancho wants to come to United. Solskjaer wants Sancho. We all want Sancho. Whatever way you look at it, the negotiations of Manchester United have stumbled and tripped and blundered their way through this deal. But there is still time. And the interesting thing is when you look at those tweets from Simon Stone and James Ducker last Wednesday, both say Sancho wants this deal, a month to go, 5th of October. So there is still time. I think the disappointment that resides in the fan base is quite right, and I feel it as well. But I think what this is, and I said it on Monday morning, the next 48 hours are crucial because we all wanted Sancho to be wearing a Manchester United shirt against Crystal Palace. And he should have been. He should have been. This is a failure on the part of Manchester United again to not get Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's prime targets in for the first game of the season. And you massively, massively risk the points that you could lose to Crystal Palace or Brighton whilst you're still trying to get this deal done. But the transfer window doesn't close till October the 5th. And unfortunately, Manchester United's board and owners and negotiators put very little value on league points and put more value on trying to save money and stretching things out. So the deal is not dead. The negotiations still go on. Manchester United, in my opinion, will not be signing Gareth Bale. Jadon Sancho remains the priority, and Jadon Sancho will be the deal that they keep trying to do. If they've messed it up, the evidence chain will clearly point in the direction of who messed it up. But at this moment in time, those people who are confident, those people who were confident, rest assured, you had every right to be confident. This was not a story on the back page of The Sun. This is grounded and evidenced in very clear, Tier 1, credible, whatever you want to call them. There's a long story of events with a lot of people confirming and clarifying and pointing what's going on with this deal. And if United mess it up, Manchester United mess it up. Nobody else. Thanks everyone for watching. Smash a like on the video. I'll speak to you all soon.